Hi everyone, my name is Tariq and today I'll be talking about the effect of dietary nitrates on physical performance. I'll be discussing these presentations what is nitrates and the sources of nitrates as well as the supplements that are available in the markets, the physiological functions and the nitric oxide pathways, the role of nitric oxide in the body, and also the studies that have been conducting of understanding the effect of dietary nitrates on exercise performance. What is nitrates? Nitrates consist of one nitrogen atoms and three oxygen atoms. It is an organic anion that can be converted into nitrite and then into nitric oxides. This can occur through two pathways, nitrate pathway and also arginine pathway or nitric oxide synthesis pathway. So the nitric oxide made through different pathways in the body. The first pathway, arginine nodes, nitric oxide synthase, this pathway takes arginine and oxygen and then oxidizes it into nitric oxide, and then further oxidized to nitrate and nitrite. This is just a brief review of this pathway. This pathway goes through a complex process, especially in the nitric oxide synthesis. Another pathway, which is the nitrate pathway. So this pathway get activated when we eat or we consume nitrates from our dietary or vegetables that we eat. So they get absorbed and concentrate in the salivary glands. The salivary glands release the nitrate, and in the mouth we have a good bacteria on the dorsal aspect of the tongue that will reduce the nitrate to nitrite. And then when we swallow the nitrite, and in the acidic environment of the stomach, some of the nitrates reduce further to nitric oxide. And this is how we get the nitrates to nitrite to nitric oxides through this pathway. But most of nitrates get absorbed and act like a nitric oxide reservoir, and we have in the different tissue nitric reductase activity that will be able to reduce the nitric to nitric oxide on as needed basis, like in the myoglobin. Myoglobin has also been shown to have enzymatic function. It is necessary for the decomposition of bioactive nitric to nitrate. Also in the electron transporter chains and hypoxemia stimulus. In the most tissues of the body, the response to hypoxemia is vasodilation with the relaxation of the blood vessels and in this pathway. But this pathway, the arginine pathway, need to be optimized because as we age, the arginine NOS pathway decrease. So nitric oxide play a crucial role in the human body in general, and it acts as single molecules. In the human body, nitric oxides promote the vasodilation or widening of the blood vessels. It gets relaxed, which increase blood flow and reduce blood pressures. And also nitric oxide is involved with many physiological processes that affect exercise performance, including the regulation of blood flow, skeletal muscle contraction, and mitochondrial respiration and biogenesis. Through this mechanism, nitric oxide can enhance exercise performance via improved function of type 2 muscle fibers, and these have been shown more in the studies concentrate and focus on endurance exercise performance, and also it may reduce the ATP cost of muscle force production, increase the efficiency of mitochondrial respirations, and that can happen through the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the working muscle and to the active muscles. When we have more oxygen and nutrients delivered to the muscles, therefore we have an increase of the mitochondrial respirations and more and improve the function of the mitochondria in general. Nitric oxide also studies in animals showed that nitric oxide could increase the glucose uptake through a mechanism that is distinct from the insulin and contraction pathways. A greater supply of nitric oxide can provide a greater supply of oxygen to working muscle, result in significant boosts of strength and endurance performance. During marathon exercise, the level of nitric oxide in the body may become reduced as nitric oxide is consistently being broken down and used up. So there are some factors that affect the formation of nitric oxide, such as age. The body produces less nitric oxide as we get older. Also the NOS enzyme, the nitric oxide synthesis, require the larginine pathway becomes uh, as we age becomes incapable of producing that converting largely into nitric oxides. And also other study shows that by age of 40, this pathway can operate at 50% of its full capacity and continues to decline over time. And also if you remember with the health of the endothelium, if we have damage to the endothelium such as spasm or the atherosclerosis, all of this kind of disease to the endothelium can cause reduce in the production of nitric oxide. Exercise, which is play a crucial role in production of nitric oxide, is important to avoid a sedentary or physical inactivity lifestyle. It is important to sustain healthy nitric oxide levels. Diet. Consuming highly processed food cause inflammation in the body, which is limit the availability of nitric oxide. This diet also some of the important diets I will be discussing in the next slides. Well, vegetables that have high concentration of the nitrates can improve the production of nitric oxide. Some of the medication have been shown to prevent the production of nitric oxide, such as antibiotics and antibacterial mouthwash, impact the oral microbiome, which is important to break down nitrate to nitrate in the mouth. And I actually have read several articles, and all these articles say the same, that if you do not have the good bacteria in your mouth, that you may not never get the nitrates and convert it into nitrate to nitric oxide in the body without the good bacteria. So it is important to watch out for when you wash your mouth. It's good to wash your mouth after 2 hours when you finish your meal, or just once at night and once in the morning, and that's it. Because you do not want to kill that good bacteria. Those mouthwash kills both good and bad bacteria in your mouth. Another things, genetics. Genetics also can reduce the nitric oxide. The increased oxidative stress will decrease the availability of nitric oxide. Stomach acid, such as proton pump inhibitors, such as Nixons, will decrease the production of nitric oxide through both largine and nitrate pathway. This is why regular usage has been shown to contribute to cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and increased risk of cognitive function or dementia. So the dietary sources for nitrates can be found primarily in green leafy vegetables and root vegetables such as spinach and beets, and have become popular because of the potential cardiovascular health benefits. And now we see more studies uh, investigating the effect of nitrates on exercise performance. But the concentration of nitrates in vegetables differ from a source to another source. This may be because of the seasons. The season can affect the vegetables and nutrients facts in the nutrient sources in specific vegetables, because if you go to find what is the kind of vegetable that have more nitrates concentration, you will find different results from different sources. And that's maybe because of the season. Maybe the spring and the summer, it has effect on that in season, and can affect these things. These are some of the supplements that I found when I did a Google search. Nitrate Ultimate, which is can be found in GNC, and others can be found in Amazon. In fact, I just searched one time for the nitrate supplements that are available in the market, and they keep showing up in all my social media just like a virus. It tells you how famous are these things, or the marketing for these products and supplements. So one beets, in fact, the beetroot juice are the most common supplements that have been used and conducted in the studies in order to understand the effect of nitrates on other conditions and exercise performance and blood pressure, diabetes, and all of that things. So beets mainly consist of water, around 87%, and carbs about 8%, and fiber 2 to 3%. The carbs in beetroots are mainly simple sugar such as glucose and fructose. Also are higher in fiber. Beets are higher in fiber, but can cause digestive problem in some people due to the high level of sugars and calories. Beets are good sources for vitamin also, and minerals such as manganese, potassium, iron, and vitamin C. It has a really good fibers sources. In this section, I'll be talking about the studies that have been conducted on the effect of dietary nutrient supplementation on physical performance. So the dietary nitrates and endurance exercise performance. Many studies have been conducted on this topic, and all of them showed that nitrates could be beneficial for exercise performance and improve endurance exercise performance. That because due to the improvement on oxygen efficiency during submaximal exercise, can improve the time to exhaustion and exercise tolerance. It is mostly effective for high intensity exercise performance. Studies show that the nitrates can be effective lasting for 12 to 40 minutes, are generally enhanced by in the activities such as running, swimming, cycling, and all these activities. Other studies show that limited studies, actually not many studies, show that it can last more than 40 minutes. And studies like who have been conducted on the runners who runs for 1500s and 4 kilometers time trial performance in runners and also cyclists. Differences in the supplementation timing and dosages are likely to contribute to these mixed outcomes. These findings have been supported by meta-analysis. It also showed that nitrates can enhance performance, especially during high-intensity endurance exercise, increase the efficiency of mitochondria. So the mitochondria get the muscles can get more oxygen and more nutrients, therefore can improve the mitochondrial respiration, and also enhance muscle contractions. In these types, in the runners and cycling shows that can improve the type 2 muscle fibers contractions, also can reduce the oxygen cost of exercise. It can reduce the ATP breakdowns, therefore we have more oxygen to utilize during the exercise. Also can increase, other studies show that can increase time to exhaustions, which is support other findings. We're running by 15% and also improve sprinting performance by 4% in the finding of the study that I have conducted in the runners. The effect of dietary nitrate supplementation on weightlifting and resistance training, especially, there are very limited studies. This recent meta-analysis looked at the 619 studies. They conclude with only 4 studies that those studies that only use nitrate supplements on the trials and their methods. So 2 of the 4 studies indicated that nitrate supplementation could increase aspects of upper body weightliftings, especially in the bench press performance. They observe that increase in the main power velocity of contractions and the number increase in the number of repetitions. Where another studies also observed an increase in the number of repetition during the lower limb weightlifting exercise. And the kind of exercise they did was back squat. In conclusion, the effectiveness of nitrates for endurance training have been shown to last from 5 to 30 minutes. Other studies showed can be effective from 12 to 40 minutes, but there are a few studies reported that nitrates could be beneficial for long duration exercises performance. The dietary nitrate supplementation can also reduce oxygen costs during exercise, therefore the exercise can be last not longer, enhance exercise tolerance and performance. There are very limited studies show that nitrates could improve weightlifting performance. This may be due to the the efficiency and activating of neural drives. However, there are very limited studies and more studies needs to be conducted on this topic in this area, the weightliftings and and the effectiveness of nitrates on that kind of performance. These are my references. The discussing question. The question that I would like to ask, have you used nitrate supplements, beet juice, or other nitrates-rich foods for a performance boost? If so, have you noticed any improvement in your exercise? Would you recommend nitrate supplements to either athletes and non-athletes? Why and why not? Me personally, I have used beetroot juice to improve my health in general. In the past, I suffered from the reduction of blood contacts in my body. It was not anemia, but lack of blood due to poor nutrition. I didn't eat well and low appetite. But I have now used nitrates specifically to improve my exercise performance so far. And yes, I would recommend a dietary nitrate supplements for both athlete and non-athlete, and that because it has nitrates has great effects for exercise performance and the overall health in general. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope you all have a great day and peaceful day. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to text me or email me. Have a good one.